When I'm around someone who I think is better than me, I try and drag them down to my level. That's why perfect Tahani is like my kryptonite.
Well, even admitting that is an important step. And also, maybe don't listen to me.
I would love not to listen to you. Wait, what?
Basically, my life's work is 3,600 pages of garbage. Even Michael couldn't understand it.
So? What does Michael know?
Everything. That's my point. He knows everything, and it was too convoluted, even for him.
Michael does not know everything. Michael does not know I'm not supposed to be here. You wrote 4,000 pages on one of the most complicated subjects in the world. I mean, I used to get bored halfway through writing a text message.
In the third episode of the first season of The Good Place, we find Chidi being confronted by Michael, who is trying to convince him to give up his life's work and find a new hobby now that he's in The Good Place. And it kind of makes sense because his life's work was writing an entire 4,000-page dissertation on human ethics, which, now that you're in the afterlife, maybe not such a big priority. Ultimately, he's convinced by Eleanor that this is what he likes to do. It wasn't just some sort of assignment or mission. It was his hobby. And not everybody always understands your hobbies. And when people don't understand it, they often don't like it. And when they don't like it, they're going to try and convince you that you shouldn't like it either. We find that all the time in nerd circles. Video games are a big deal. There are a lot of people on the outside of our world who see us playing video games and think, what a waste of time and what a poor use of God's talents and gifts.
Are we sure we should be paying attention to these guys?
What they don't see is how those video games become the catalyst for change. There are so many people who are more willing to let their guard down and talk to us, even about spiritual matters, simply because we want to play video games with them. It's a big deal. People on the outside circles try to convince themselves that your hobby that they don't like cannot possibly be edifying to God. But in reality, what hobby is intrinsically glorifying to God? Your hobby might be to play guitar, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's glorifying to God unless you use that guitar skill to worship Him. Maybe even to lead others in worship, or to teach someone who really wants to learn. The Bible says in 1 Corinthians 10:31, so whether you eat or drink or whatever you do, do all for the glory of God. That leaves the door open for a lot of our nerdy pursuits as well. So chill out, pick up a controller, and maybe that way when we're all in heaven, when me, Billy Graham, and Abraham Lincoln challenge you to a race in Mario Kart, you won't be all like,
no idea what's going on, and I am freaking out, homie.